Hey guys, this is Jamie Lola Tulula, and I'm here with another demo for the Gemini. I was asked to do a couple demonstrations, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We've all been getting those dies from Crafter's Companion at Tuesday morning, and there were several that are called the Create a Card dies. Okay, and if you purchased a Gemini, you got this happy birthday create a card. Okay, so I'm going to demo how these dies work. Okay, so I have this one, I got this one, and this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you what they look like first when you cut them out. All right, here is the happy birthday. So I'll put my hand back here. You see, it's happy birthday. That's how that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's what the happy birthday one looks like. This is the star. Okay. So it looks like this. I'll put my hand behind it. And you'll notice that the star comes out. So you could cut it in different colors and then switch the stars in and out, or you could just take the star out, have an aperture back in the back. So that's the star one. I'm going to show you this one. This is the Moroccan one. It actually has 3 pieces that I threw on the ground. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me get this. You see my head, sorry. It actually comes out in 3 pieces. So you have, this is what it looks like. Then here's the little frame that goes in the window. And then inside it cuts out this piece. So it's like a 3-piece here. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. And the butterfly looks like this. So you have this aperture that comes out. So it's right there. And then the other part looks like this. So very beautiful dies. But if you don't know what you're doing, it can be confusing. So I want to show you what you need to do. Okay, first off, these are your typical, I think A2, but your 4.5 or your 4 1/4 by 5.5 dies. That's what they fit with. So because I was specifically asked to do the happy birthday one, that's what I'm going to do. So basically you take a piece of 8.5 by 11, cut it in half at 5.5, and then you'll have your card blanks, and score it, and then you have your card blank, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and do a blue one. Okay. For your sandwich, let's go ahead and get that sandwich together. For the Gemini, you're going to use your purple plate, your clear plastic plate, your metal, or your, I want to say metal, it's your magnetic shim. Get that all lined up. Now, if you're not sure, if you think that it's going to move on you, you may want to get some tape, low tack tape, like low tack washi tape, to keep your paper down. But anyway, so let's look at this die. You have the flat part, and then you have the blades. Okay, you want to make sure you are looking at the bladed part and have your die the right way up. So this part says happy, and there's the birthday. Now let's look at your card blank. This is what your card blank looks like, right? You folded it in half. Okay, you want to work on this side. So if I opened it up, I'm not cutting this piece, I'm cutting this piece. Okay, this is the outside of my card on that side. Now I'm going to take my die and I want to put the blades down. Okay, because I'm going to place it in, I'll show you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to place my blades down, okay, so that you can see it says happy birthday. And that means you're cutting into the paper. You want to line it up, okay? It is not going to cut out this whole thing. It's going to cut into the card. All right, so you're going to do that, line it up, and then turn it so that the die is down on the magnetic sheet. I need to turn mine this way. Okay, now if you think yours is going to move, because see, the die won't move, but the paper will. So if you think your paper is going to move, then go ahead and take a little piece of tape and put it there. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so then Try to do it so that all your plates and stuff are lined up. Okay. And I'm just going to take this and make sure I didn't move it, because I did move something. Okay, I did move it. So let me take this off. I had to rearrange my plates. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's my paper. I've got it all lined up. Put that on there. Pick it up. And this is why I said if you think it's going to move, put some tape on it. Okay? And then just feed it into the machine. Okay. So you should only have to do that one time. And then be careful so you don't pull the paper out of the die. Just gonna move that over. Now, see, it's cut. Okay. So there it is, cut. Now what you want to do is emboss it. Now don't try to pull this off of your magnetic sheet. Instead, hold it down and then pull the magnetic sheet off the back of the die. That makes it so much easier to get off. Now, somebody asked me, how do you do the embossing with the embossing mat? It is very simple. I'm just going to take my die, put it back down. So I have plate, purple plate, clear plate, die, then paper. Then I'm going to take the embossing mat. Make sure you take out your magnetic shim, and I'm going to put the embossing mat over it. Then I'm going to put this back on top, the cutting blade, and I'm going to run it back through. Simple, simple. So embossing on here is very easy. Now, a caution for embossing: do not emboss your Anna Griffin dies using this shim, this rubber mat. It will cut it. Even though the instructions say that should be the sandwich, do not cut Anna Griffin dies with this rubber shim, because look what happens. So it cut straight through it when I used an Anna Griffin die, so they're sending me a replacement. Okay, so do not emboss Anna Griffin dies with that rubber mat. Okay, you will jack it up. All right, now for the reveal. You can see it's been embossed now. Okay, if I close my card, see, it looks right. Okay, now I'm going to take this off of the die. Do not, basically kind of bend your paper back away from the die. See that? And do it carefully. So bend your paper back away from the die. And then when you're done, there you go. So this is not a shape die. This does not cut out the happy birthday and yada yada. It doesn't do that. It cuts into the cardstock. Now, of course, you can make a bigger piece with a bigger frame, okay? Or if you want an edge, cut a bigger piece and then trim it down, okay, using your paper trimmer. But this is the way the die was intended to be used, okay? So it creates your card. So there's the front of your card. So that's how that die works, and that's how the embossing works, and it's really simple. So yeah, go ahead and have a try. What you're going to do is you're going to look for all these dies that say create a card, the create a card collection. They all work in the same fashion. Cut into the card and it creates your card. Remember, I'm going to show you a mistake that I did the very first time I did this. If I can find the card real quick. I'll do the star. Pay attention to the way you put your die on there. Okay, here's the star. Let me show you the star one real quick. Where did I put it? Okay, the point of the star is supposed to be up on your card. Okay, just like the happy birthday should be up. When I placed this the first time, I wasn't paying attention to that. I got it on the correct side, so you can see it's on the correct side. I got all the embossing, everything right there, but I had the die upside down for my card. Okay, now you could say, well, you could just fix it by turning it over and flipping it over. Well, you can, but then you have the deboss side, and that's not, in this case, in this die, I don't like the deboss side. Does that make sense? So this would be incorrect. Don't do that. Now, you could still salvage this. You could just cut it and mat it on a bigger piece, and then you could still use it. But as it is upside down, don't like that. Okay, so you have to make sure that you get your die the correct way. So here's the way it's correctly done, right? So the point of the star is at the top. It's on the right hand side. I've got my little decoration, and my card folds properly. All right, hope this helped you guys with embossing and using your Create a Card dies and the Gemini, and I shall see you for another demo at another time. If you have some requests or questions, you can ask below, and I'll try to help you. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching.